Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we are going to play with the Making Everyday Bright again. I absolutely love this stamp set, and if you look back you can see I've done something with the penguins and the feathers, and today we're going to work with this tiny little flower here because I think it is so sweet. So we've got this set and we've got the coordinating punch, which is going to be available from the 5th of September. And you can get it as a bundle, which gives you 10% off, and it is a fantastic set. So let's get started with a few measurements and things first of all. We are going to have a card base which measures 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, so that is 10.5 inches by 5 1/4, scored at 5 1/4. Then we are going to have some white pieces. Now these I have sponged around the side with the Vegas Gold Shimmer Paint, and I will show you on that. And this one measures 5 inches square. The second piece measures 4 inches square, so an inch smaller. And the next piece measures 3.5 inches square, and then we need a little piece of Bermuda Bay which measures 3 inches square, and then we need a little circle which is the second circle down from the stitch shaped framelets. Okay, so we're going to start with the piece from the stitch shaped framelets first, and we need to have a little scrap of Whisper White cardstock. We need a sponge dauber, and we need the Stampin' Up, the Bermuda Bay. So let's take the little flower that we want, which is, let me see, here we go, this little one here. And we're also going to use, so that's the flower, and we're going to use this little light bulb piece at the bottom, which is this tiny one here. Okay, so we are going to put this little tiny one on here, and we'll do that first in the Bermuda Bay. Let's just put that one there. So we're going to have 3 of these. So let's just ink it up, and we're just going to stamp out 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to use the punch, and we're just going to punch them out. Now you can line it up so that you just take the bottom piece. If you just press very lightly, there we go. So that's 1. I'm going to put it on there so I don't lose it. Move it along. Take the other one, line it up, and that's the second one. Very sweet little tiny weeny pieces, so just take them out. And the third one, just line it up. There we go, that's the third one. Okay. And now we're going to do, just take that out carefully. Now we are going to do the flowers. The light bulb with the flowers in it. So I'm going to do that in a black. So let's line this one up on here, and we'll use a black ink for this one. And we want 3 of those. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we are then going to punch those ones out. So Let's, in fact, no, we're going to do the colouring first. You can punch them out first, but sometimes it's easy to actually colour it first and then punch it out. So we want to have, I'm going to use some of our Stampin' Right markers, and I'm going to use some of our watercolour pencils. So let's do the watercolour pencil part first. And we've got Bermuda Bay, so let me get, have I got Bermuda Bay in here? I'm not sure whether there is a Bermuda Bay one or not. Let's have a look. What's that one? Pacific Point. Actually, the Coastal Cabana is going to be fine for that. So we'll have Coastal Cabana, and then we'll have, I fancy a little pink one. So what we're going to do is we are just going to go very, very lightly. So with the side of the pencil, and we're just going to do a little bit of colouring to just light, to make the light bulb so it's not just white. So as I say, very sort of lightly with the side of the pencil, because then you get a light look. And then we're going to do the two others in the Coastal Cabana, which will team up very well with the Bermuda Bay, because it's just sort of a lighter tone, and as I say, it's just going to be a background for the light bulbs. So you can go through on the bottom piece quite easily, and then just round the sides so that you're not going through over it too much. As I say, it's just going to be a very light wash. So let's get our aqua painter out, and we're just going to give just a little bit of a wash round here. So let's make sure I've got a little bit of water on here, and maybe not quite as much as that, and then you're literally just going to blend it through on there, on the two of the Coastal Cabana, clean it off, and then just do the same with the Flirty Flamingo, which are for the new ones. Okay, so now we want to colour in the little flowers. So I'm just going to waft it about just a little bit. I would sort of dry it with the heat tool, or just leave it for a little while, but I think it will go in all right. And we're then going to do the flowers in, let's have a look. So I've got Coastal Cabana on here. I'm sure that's Coastal Cabana. No, that's Bermuda Bay. So that's what I want on here. So very lightly we are going to do the pink flower with the Bermuda Bay. So it's literally just very gently stroking it across to just do the petals on there. And then we are going to have the pink ones for the other. So you've got just a little bit of contrast on here. And as I say, they're very easy to do because they're the points of our Stampin' Right markers allow you to get quite good precision. So I've got those on there, and then we're just going to use a little bit of the, I'm sure that's Old Olive, yes it is. So we're just going to use a little bit of the Old Olive just for that little leaf at the bottom. So just a little dab on there, and then we've got the leaf done. Okay, so now let me just put these back up on here on my little shelf. So we are now going to punch those out. So let's punch those. And again, it's lovely having a punch because you don't have to fussy cut it. And this punch is good for all of the images that are on that stamp set. So that's the first one. That's the second one. And that's the third one. Okay, so now we just need to put a little sentiment at the top, and for the sentiment I've chosen enjoy life because I love you. There's nothing nicer than having just a little sentiment that just is sent from the heart, and love you is just perfect. So I'm just going to pop this on here for now. I will clean them all up later, and we're going to put the love you, let me make sure I've got it the right way up, just on the top. And I think I'm going to do that in the black because I want it to stand out. I could do it in the Bermuda Bay, but I think the black will just give it just a little bit more of a pop. So we're just going to take the circle, and then we're just going to pop, let me bring it down so my head doesn't go whizzing into shot, and we're just going to put this up at the top here. I absolutely love the fonts of these, anything that's sort of swirly and curly, and I think that's just absolutely lovely. Okay, so now we can start putting this together. So we need some dimensionals, which would have been good if I got them out beforehand, but I haven't. So hold on a minute, let me just open my drawer up. And those are the large, those are the minis. I think we probably want both. So what we are going to do is we're going to take the pink one first, and we're going to just put one of the minis on the back, and then we are going to pop that one in the center. So let's make sure I've got my love you straight, and then we're going to pop that straight in the center like that, and then we're going to put the little bulb on underneath. And again, I'm going to use a mini for that. The great thing about the minis, it's a tiny little piece, but the mini goes right over it and works perfectly. So let's take that off, and we're going to just pop that one underneath, just so that it, I can't talk and do it at the same time, but so it just covers that bottom piece like that. And then we're going to take the bluer one, and I'm going to put the dimensions on all of these so I don't have to go backwards and forwards. And those two little bottom pieces, let's turn them over and put one in the center there and one in the center on that one. Okay, so again we're going to take this one, and we want this one to come just slightly overlapped on that side. So if you put that one down first, and we'll do the other side as well so we can get it balanced. So this one is going to come just over the side on there like that, and then we can take our little bottoms and pop those on. Get the backing off, sticking to my fingers, and we're going to put that one on. So you can get it so that it just goes over the top, and then it looks more as if you've got two in the front and one at the back. So let's just pop that one in there just over the bottom like that. Okay, and put them down. All right, so now we've got that done. Now what I want to do is I'm going to use some of our shimmer paint, and it is the Vegas Gold, which, as I say, is absolutely lovely. It's in our new catalogue, so have a look across, and I need a very fine paintbrush. So we are just going to take just a little bit from the top here, and we are just going to add just a tiny little bit of the shimmer paint just in the center of each one of those flowers, and I'm going to do it as well across on the, let's do it on the right hand side, so just a little bit across the right hand side to just give a little bit across the bottom, to just give just a little bit of a sparkle across it. And we're going to take just a tiny little bit on the top there. Again, you only want just a little bit, because as it dries, it'll just give just a little tiny little bit of sparkle on there. Okay, now while we've got that out as well, I am going to do round the sides. So taking our sponge dauber, we're just going to take a little bit up from here and just go round the sides of this, because as I say, it, rather than using ink, just using this gold just adds, it just makes it so beautiful. I love gold with things, and this is me, I don't want to get my fingers, because it does take a few more moments to dry than our ink, because it is quite wet. You need to put it onto one side just for a moment or two to dry. So I would say a couple of minutes, and then it'll be completely dry. So I'm just going to put that there while we assemble the rest of the card. So yes, you get various different colours, but the Vegas gold is my absolute favourite because I just love the gold on the side. Okay, so let's go and look at our card on here. So I'm not going to put all the pieces down because it will take too long, but if you just layer them up. Now, using layers like this, just with the gold shimmer paint around the side, you can actually do make several of them and then put whatever you want in the centre. So this one, and I actually went round the side of the Bermuda Bay piece as well. And then we are going to put our little love you, and hopefully it's going to be dry enough just to pop it on there. I would put that up with dimensionals, but if you look at that from there, take it up, you can actually see you just get a little bit of shimmer. You've got love you on there, and you've got the lovely little light bulbs used in a different way again. So this set, as I said, can be used. I've so far used it for penguins, feathers, the flower, and a little flower as well. So that's 4 different ways and totally different cards with the same stamp set. So have a look at this one because it is well worth getting, and with the coordinating punch and the bundle you do get a 10% saving. So thank you so much for watching me today, and I do look forward to seeing you again. If you haven't subscribed, please look at doing so, because I do post regularly with lots of different ideas for you. So thank you so much, and see you again. Bye bye.